What do we mean when we say something is toxic? Let's forget that we're dealing with friendship. Okay, we just say a situation is toxic. It simply means that it is harmful to you. That's just what it means. So when I say toxicity in friendship or toxic friendship, it's really not about the person, because the party involved may not necessarily be evil, but then the type of relationship you are building together can be harmful to you, and that's what makes it a toxic friendship or a toxic relationship. Hey guys, you're welcome back to my channel. My name is Kemi Omorogbe. In case you're new here, you're most definitely welcome. Subscribe to this channel so you don't miss out on any of the goodies, and make sure you give this video a thumbs up. I upload videos around my faith, family and lifestyle, and I'm sure you're going to have fun in here, so don't go anywhere. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you very much for coming back right here. Let's do this again. Biblically, God loves fellowship, loves relationship, loves when we relate with each other, and that was why He created the marriage institution, so you can have a companion. So He loves friendship. He loves when two people come together. The Bible says, when two or more people are gathered in my name, I am there in their midst. That's how much He loves it. He said one will chase 1,000, while two 10,000. So that's like a multiple fold, right? It's not really not commensurate with it's not 1,000, 2,000. Okay, that's how much God loves relationships. So He likes it when we are friends. He likes when two people are close. But sometimes these relationships can become toxic to you, because it depends on the parties involved, and we already know that human beings are different. And sometimes it's not even because one is a Christian, the other is not a Christian. You can have very productive friendship between two people that are not Christians. You can have between a Christian and a non-Christian. You understand? Even if both of them are not Christian, it's still possible to have a very good relationship, a progressive relationship. So one, I want to debunk that it's not about you being a Christian and the other person not being a Christian. A lot of factors contribute to our personality, from our faith to our genes to the upbringing, temperament. A lot of things contribute. So it's not uncommon to see like a Christian that behaves in certain ways that you will see as prideful, and sometimes both parties involved are actually good people individually, but because you perceive certain things due to your upbringing in a certain way, and this other person reacts or produce that kind of thing, by the time you are receiving it, it comes off as a toxic deposit into your life. So first, I want us to be careful not to label the person as the problem, because there is a lot of other things in the background that may cause problems within relationships. What are the things that you can see in a relationship that will make you label it as a toxic relationship? So there are certain things in a relationship that should make you know that it is harmful to you, or that it is harmful to the other party, because sometimes you're even the problem. The very first thing I will mention that will make me see a relationship as toxic, or a friendship. Actually, I'm talking friendship here. I'm not talking relationship, dating and all that. No, I'm just talking between, let's say, between two female friends. You understand what I mean? So I personally have been blessed to have really not lots, just a very few, but very good friends. But in my lifetime, I think I've experienced one friendship that, looking back now, I think it was toxic for me. Maybe I'll be chipping in some of what I learned from that experience as we go on. The first is negativity and criticism. Yeah, I know you're now saying yes, but some people are critics by themselves. Perception matters a lot. Okay, so for instance, I had this friend which I mentioned earlier, and some things just comes natural to her. I made excuses for her a lot back then, because that's what I think I did the right thing by making excuses for her, because she didn't mean it for evil, but all the same it affected me negatively. I'm one person that likes to be encouraged, to be pushed. Yes, I'm self-motivated to an extent, but when there's that extra person motivating me, or you don't dampen my plans, it kind of helps me to be more productive. So why I'm mentioning negativities you have to be careful of what you tell those kind of persons, because they can easily tell you they're pessimists by nature, let me put it like that. And if you're a very optimistic person, maybe you won't have so much problem with that, because you can easily wave it aside and say, nah, I know the best is going to happen. But if you are the type that receives such information, allow it well within you, and you start acting by it, or you do what you stop the project you are planning on, then it has started affecting you negatively. For instance, I'll tell this person, I want to do this, I'm considering doing this, and you go, that one, it's very hard though. Don't even think it's easy. You understand? As subtle as that information is, I have received it, I have processed it, and at the end of the day, I may end up not doing that, because one, I respect this person's opinion. This is my friend, and because my optimism is not strong enough to counter such negativity, I've allowed it to dwell within my heart, and I'm using it as a basis for action. That means I'm allowing it to stop me from whatever project I have put my mind on. In this case, for instance, I was in a stage where I just had started having, okay, all right, okay, let's go this way. I got pregnant, and I felt terrible the first few months because of the issues with early pregnancy, the hyperemesis and all of that. And I remember some occasions, okay, certain occasion where I made attempt to get a particular food. I needed to ask this lady a question about it. Okay, let's say it's pap. I think it was even pap, and I said, please, wait, do you know where I can get pap? I'm thinking maybe I should try taking pap, since I'm finding it hard to take other food. And she went, you'll not be able to take it too. This is just the beginning. You understand that kind of thing? The same thing happened a couple of other times, and I just got to know that, okay, this is her person, this is how she talks, or this is how she sees things. And for instance, after having my first kid, and I was experiencing so much stress as a new mom, and let's say the third month, I started having some form of relief, and also incision for surgery was also, the pain had reduced a great deal. And I went, so person, I'm actually feeling better now, and my kid is beginning to eat. And she went, they come with different problem at different stage. You don't think, you understand? She basically tells me that I should not have a relief. I should not heave a sigh of relief, because the next stage might be more difficult. Yes, why that may be realistic. Probably that was her experience, but you have to be careful of those that project their own experience on you. Sometimes it's even better not to anticipate the bad thing than for the bad thing to actually. Do you understand what I mean? Assuming I go through stress just without anybody priming me that this stage will be stressful. And I think most importantly about this, don't be that person. Don't be that person that speaks negatively. Be a more optimistic person. Life is already difficult in itself, so you don't want to be that negative person, that pessimistic person that will dampen other people's ideas, that will make people feel worse about their lives and all of that. Don't be that type of friend. So be careful. Once you start seeing the signs of negativity, or if this person is always criticizing your move, and this person is always telling you how hard life is or life will become, be careful you have started allowing negativity into your life, because that's deposits being made into you. Whether you like it or not, the person you will be in 5 years time, the difference is just the book you read and the people around you. So you have to surround yourself with positive people. There are people that are naturally negative, and God will help them through it. Really, that's all I can say, because it's hard to change people, but be careful that you are not that person. Another sign that a relationship between you and somebody, a certain somebody, is becoming toxic is when there is envy, and when the both of you cannot be happy for each other's progress. When it seems if A makes progress, we're both in this stage, that means it's now only me, and you feel sad for the person. So it could be coming from you, it could be coming from the other party. When this starts happening, know that relationship is becoming toxic, because envy is a very evil thing. Let me put it like that. It's a very bad thing. If you have that already, pray to God to take it away from you. Or if you see it being expressed, okay, I'll talk about how to deal with such toxicity in your friendship. And trust me, it's not about letting the friend go. That's not the first way to address it. Okay, we'll get to that. So when you start seeing envy, or you both are no longer happy for each other's progress, that friendship has become a toxic one. Also, when the friendship seems to be tilted, in that when you are not your best friend's best friend, you understand what I mean? Okay, you're basically telling this person your plans, your next stage in life, what you want to do, and this person just receives the information, and the next thing they're telling you, boom, I started a new job. They didn't tell you when they applied, though. Unlike you, that will tell them everything, tell them your plan. That relationship is becoming tilted. And also if you notice that you are making all the sacrifices, you're making all the efforts when it comes to maintaining the friendship, while the other person isn't, that friendship is becoming a toxic friendship. So back to my example, for instance, this I had this particular friend that I will tell my plans, I will tell whatever is up. I actually want her input. I want, taking her along my way. And okay, the fact I'm saying this story, don't take this the wrong way. I just feel this is like the best analogy I can give. It does not mean I haven't gone past it. It does not mean it's still lingering. This is something that happened a while ago, and I'm really over it now. I've gone past that, but it just makes sense for me to give these examples right here. So I just needed to put this out there. So this certain friend, I will tell all my plans and carry along. And on one of the days, while I happened to see the goods she had in her boot, I knew she was selling some items that she would take around in the car. And I was like, these goods are becoming much. Don't you think it's time for you to get a shop? My plan was, okay, maybe you not say, okay, so let me look for, if you find any. You understand what I mean? And it happened that I already got a shop. I was like, oh. Yes, and that kind of puts me in a confusion. I didn't know how to react. I was happy for her, but I was not happy about the situation. What I finally did about that was to, okay, I had to give that friendship a space. And I know at that stage, because it's a stage where she was making progress, it will have looked as if I was envious. But at that stage, I was just done, really. I was just done, and I decided to. That might not have been the best way to handle it. Looking back now, I actually wish I handled it better. And that's why we'll be discussing how to handle such in any friendship. Giving up on the friendship is not the best way to handle it. But that was what I did then. And the whole thing became, somehow we never spoke about it, and I know she would have thought, I just opened a shop and she's jealous. You understand what I mean? But the whole thing was because I felt she became more important to me than I was important to her. So the friendship was tilted. So there were other things along the line that made me feel. So guys, once that is happening, you're becoming the one carrying the person's matter on your head. Just know that the friendship has become a toxic one, and it's not where you should be or where you want to be. If there's a means to address that, you have to address it. And if the last resort is taking off, you may need to do that eventually. So another sign that a friendship is toxic is when all you do together is gossip. When you are not discussing productive things or how to help each other through stages of life. You're not discussing money, you're not discussing business, you're not discussing God. All you're discussing is people, how this one has done this, how that one has done it, compare this one with that one. Just know that that's not the kind of friendship that is productive, that is good for your life. It's harmful for you, in fact. And also know that those who talk about people to you a lot, they're also talking to people about you. They carry your matter, go outside, if you understand what I mean. The person is also gossiping you with another person. So be mindful of that. If all you do with this your said friend is gossip, careful. That friendship is toxic and is harmful to you. Take note of all of the points I've mentioned and ensure you are not that person for your friend. You're not the person who is always happy. You're not the person who is just envious of your friend's progress. You're not the person spreading negativity and criticism around. Ensure that you're not taking that friend that sees you as important for granted. You're not looking down on that friend. Sometimes when people love you too much, you tend to say, what is this one? You understand? But don't do that. Make sure you're not that person who looks down on a person that sees you as a friend. As much as you want to put effort into those that are trying to put effort into it. You take chances on people and allow the friendship to grow. So now on to how you should address toxicity in friendship. I mentioned earlier on that the first thing that may come to your mind is just end that friendship, but that's really not the first solution. First thing I recommend is that you follow biblical injunction when it comes to resolving conflict. What do I mean? First, you talk to the person. If the issue is still not resolved, you involve another person, a trusted person, a sound person, because there are some people you try to bring into that conflict and maybe settle the issue between the both of you, and they just make it worse by taking side. So make sure that this person is trusted when it comes to resolving conflicts. This person is indifferent, is not coming to take side, either your side or the side of your friend. This person is coming for peace sake. So look for that trusted friend, preferably a believer if you're a believer. Okay, if you both are believers, preferably a believer, and talk to this person and see how, because sometimes when you hear the perspective of a third party, it can help you put things in better perspective, may help both of you see on what part you're doing wrong and to address the issue more objectively. The second thing you can do to resolve your conflict after you have tried involving a third party is to pray about that friendship. Pray that you both see the light, or God reveals to you where you are both lagging behind when it comes to the relationship. So pray about it and hear what God is asking you to do. So that's it about the first point, which is talking it out with each other, with the party, and to God. I'm saying to God because you both may not be in the same church to involve the elders of the church and all that. So God is like the highest authority you can take it to. Now, if any of this doesn't work, because some people do certain things but they don't know what they are doing is wrong, even when others point to them, they don't agree. So it may be impossible. It's actually not realistic to say everybody will understand you or everybody will understand how you perceive things. And like I mentioned earlier on, how you receive information also matters. This person may be spitting venom, and if you are used to for instance, there are some people that kind of insult you, they mad, and they are just laughing about it. It's because they understand their communication. So this person might have been affected by their upbringing to have some negative trait which hits you as something you cannot accommodate. Meanwhile, maybe their cousin or someone else that grew up with them, we see nothing wrong with it. Some people are naturally proud, for instance, and it's because of their upbringing. And me, for instance, because of my humble beginnings, kind of, if you say things like, keke, that keke, you are climbing keke, me, I cannot climb keke, or my children cannot climb keke, I'm already looking at you as, you're somehow proud. I know there are people like that, but I don't expect you to say it like that. Meanwhile, the person saying it didn't mean to be proud. She's just saying a reality. He or she is just stating their own reality. I hope you understand what I mean. So you have to work on how you perceive things as well. Be objective. Try to be objective when you are addressing this. Look at where you have gone wrong and the things you have done wrong, your own negative contribution to that friendship, and work on how you perceive things. And sometimes it also takes understanding the person. If you have been friends with this person for a while, you begin to know how they do certain things, how they respond to certain situations, how the kind of personality they project, and it may help you become less offended. We all have different temperaments and upbringing. Upbringing can affect what we say, our slangs, our choice of words. Choice of words matters a lot. It can affect it. So make excuses for this person. So, but if all I have said so far doesn't work, the last option with coping with this kind of relationship or treating it is to actually dissociate yourself from that person. Because if you cannot afford to put yourself in a negative situation, humans generally are complicated. So while we have all of these factors and things you can do, there may just be no way out. And staying in that situation will mean you exposing yourself to more negativity, to more envy, or even you envying the person, because it can be both ways. All of what I've said so far is not people doing it to you. You may be the one doing it to them. So if all of these are, you feel is something you cannot handle, you are not emotionally matured enough to handle some of these things, dissociate yourself from that friendship, bring yourself out of that situation, and give up on the friendship. Yeah, I said the word. Give up on the friendship. Close that chapter of friendship. There are too many people in the world. Open up yourself to more opportunities to meet more people that your personal, because our personalities are different. There are certain people that you become friends with instantly. Some will take some effort, but your personality just matches each other. Just the same way you have a lady and a guy will meet each other and to be like they've known each other for years. So it's possible for friendship to develop like that too. You realize that your conversations flow. So, but there are people that it won't happen, especially if you have the same or similar personality types. It won't happen even with effort. You may find out they are always having clashes, there's always issue. Now, if that is the case, dissociate yourself from that person. Give up on the friendship. Yeah. Open up yourself to more opportunities to meet more people and have new friends. Lastly, whether your friendship continues with the person or not, that's if you are dissociating yourself from the person, just ensure that you close up that chapter. You don't feel, you remember it for no hurt. You forgive. I don't say forgive and forget because, come on, you don't have amnesia, right? So you're still going to remember, but let it be that when you remember such situations, such experiences, you don't feel bad because you will have taken out the lessons from it and you'll have become a better person at the end of the day. So forgiveness is very important. Getting closure is very important. So that's all I can say in this video about recognizing toxicity in friendship and managing the toxicity in friendship or relationships. So if you have watched this far, I'm truly grateful. I hope I've not talked too much. I'm truly grateful that you're here, and if you are not yet subscribed to this channel, make sure you do that. Give this video a thumbs up. When you subscribe, there's a little bell just beside the subscribe button. Make sure you click on it. That way you get notified every time I upload a new video. My core areas of interest are faith, family/relationships, and lifestyle. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video. Bye bye.